This is Halloween, this is Halloween. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, hey folks, this is James, and with any luck this video is dropping on the cusp of Halloween weekend. I'm sure, like many of you, it's always been a favorite holiday. When I think about it, I've been into this paranormal stuff for a long time. I remember back in grade school going to the school book fair and picking out the Scholastic book on ghosts. I'm going into the Wayback Machine here because we're about to watch an episode of Good Old Ghost Hunters. They may not have been the first, but they certainly were the ones who truly launched paranormal reality TV. For good and for ill. I loved Ghost Hunters when it first came out. It was fun. It made you think. I didn't think any of us in the paranormal today would be doing what we're doing and how we're doing it if it weren't for Ghost Hunters. Once again, for good or for ill. The pseudo-scientific equipment, the crap IR cameras, watching idiots run around a place at night.
Dude, run!
Ghost Hunters made all that popular. Probably the funniest thing about it is how they constantly insisted they were professionals.
Oh, stop. What are you doing? Whoa, you got my eye.
No way.
Remember what you did to me with that pipe once?
At the same time, making sure you knew they never charge money for investigations.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I still have respect for the TAPS crew. They are still reasonable, if not professional, and at least they take their work seriously. And they don't try to overhype everything. That I appreciate. But the title of this video is Ghost Hunters Past Its Prime? And I do think that's true. The new stuff can be pretty boring and repetitive. But if I'm honest, I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. Because I don't want to see the same ridiculous crap we've been seeing for the past 16 years, and I don't want to see the horrible stuff that other shows do. Really, they need to change the format. I planned these first few episodes of Paranormal Reactor to show what I feel is the worst in paranormal TV, which was our first show on Ghost Adventures. This one is what I consider to be middle of the road. Tolerable. Maybe a way to waste an evening, but not great. And yes, that means next episode, I'm going to react to what I think is hands down the best paranormal show ever made. But you'll have to wait till then to find out. Once again, I picked an episode from a later season to be reflective of their current work. Once again, I went with my gut and personal reasons, choosing Season 16, Episode 6, The Myth of St. Ignatius. Mostly because, back when I was in school for comparative religion, my mentor and good friend was an ex-Jesuit priest, and the order was founded by St. Ignatius of Loyola. So let's watch the old hands go through the paces, shall we? Alright, we're skipping over the preview and going straight to the credits. And we've got some nice drone footage. I appreciate it. It's nicely shot. It's good framing. You know, what you'd expect from the old hands from the Kings.
St. Ignatius Hospital.
I love old hospitals. The history there is so fascinating. It's a huge place. So, Dustin, thanks for making the time for this investigation.
And, you know, the classic drive towards the investigation.
Has been called to Colfax, Washington, to investigate St. Ignatius Hospital. Built in 1893, It was once the only hospital in this rural county in southeast Washington. Over the course of its history, hundreds of tragic deaths occurred there.
They do good research. They do good research. You can't
right down
deny
to
that.
the
It's
Spanish
not
influenza. I know the hospital ended up
hugely
changing
detailed,
hands in the
but
60s.
they do it.
And then was abandoned for years and fell into disrepair. Then in 2021, Austin Storm and his wife Laura ended up buying it.
Now, I know they were renovating, and they were noticing that the renovation has been stirring up activity. They can't keep construction.
They're
crews
delivering
there.
this
So
while
that
driving.
must
So
be
there's no
concern.
teleprompter. There's no nothing. They're just, they've got
One
lines
is
and
of
they're
a
saying.
nun, which makes sense because it was built and run by Catholic nuns. They're seeing a male apparition with oversized hands.
Weird.
And some things that seem aggressive, like being pushed.
Is that in one location or is it around the whole building?
The whole
And I appreciate that. Things that
wow.
seem
Now we have our friend Tori
aggressive, not
Belleci
automatically,
from Mythbusters
oh, it's a
joining us on
demon,
the
it's trying to
investigation.
kill us.
We've known him for years, and we've always talked about working together.
He's gonna be an asset for this case for sure.
So we'll get over there and see how we can help.
We got this.
Here we are, man.
Wow.
More nice drone footage.
Looks creepy for sure.
Very nice, very nice.
TAPS case, St. Ignatius Hospital, Colfax, Washington.
Hi, Austin. Hi, Jason. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey,
Thanks.
Steve, how are you?
Thanks for having us out. So we know some of the history of St. Ignatius Hospital, but why don't you guys tell us what you know?
St. Ignatius was built in 1893 by an order of nuns called the Sisters of Providence, and it served as the county's only hospital for 60 years. People were born here, people died here.
Have you ever done any research into the property in terms of the people who may have passed?
E.F. Martin, I believe, was the first gentleman. I believe he was crushed between train cars.
Jeez, okay. That's a hell of a way to go.
Yeah.
So how many people do you think passed away here throughout its time?
Hundreds for sure. I would guess thousands.
Yeah.
Many tragically died here when their lives were cut short from gruesome accidents, diseases, and the horrific 1918 influenza pandemic, also known as the Spanish flu. Around 5,000 people died from the pandemic in the state of Washington, including 2 nurses, Irene Elwart and Gertrude Fuchs, who died at St. Ignatius Hospital. The building continued to serve as the county hospital until
You can tell I love
1968,
history stuff.
when it was converted
Really do.
into an assisted living facility for the developmentally disabled and mentally insane called St. Ignatius Manor. Tragedies continued, with some residents dying horrific deaths. One was rumored to have fallen out the 3rd floor window, while another fell down an elevator shaft when he wandered back to the manor after it had closed. Due to the high cost to maintain this deteriorating building and large institutions shutting down, it was closed in 2003. Over the years, the building fell into disrepair, leaving restless and forgotten souls to roam the hallways. Austin and Laura bought the building in 2021.
So what is your intentions with the building?
We would love for
Okay.
it to be like a
This is our first big pause right here. So, yeah. Here's something that kind of irks me. Because what they don't disclose is that the vast majority of the properties they're going to visit, especially in the more recent seasons, are making money by giving ghost tours, by renting out the place for paranormal investigations. First off, okay, fair enough to them. You know, they are trying to preserve these historic landmarks, and I respect that. I respect that a lot. But you really do need to say it up front, don't you? I mean, because there is a financial interest here. You know, finding ghosts, actually shooting something, that's a financial interest here. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying is you need to disclose it up front, and they don't. And they don't.
historic hotel, preserving what's already here.
So how long after you took over the property did the claim start?
When we started construction, and we have a number of people who work in the building who have reached the point where they feel uncomfortable working alone.
Now we've heard there's a lot of weird different claims. People claim to be touched, shoved, kicked.
Yes.
Activity has been reported throughout St. Ignatius Hospital, including people seeing shadow figures, hearing footsteps, and a little girl's voice.
I've never actually seen her,
Typical
but
stuff.
she giggles a lot. And you definitely can hear her walking the halls. It sounds innocent, but it's scary.
On the 5th floor, where the Sisters of Providence lived, people have reported hearing strange voices, seeing shadow figures.
So
And
yeah,
apparitions
children
of
laughing
nuns.
or children crying. John Keel. You know, he
On the
said that
4th
that's
floor,
probably the most
Witnesses
common
have heard
sound
what sounds
heard
like people
at
running
any
up and down the stairs.
paranormal encounter. And that includes UFOs, and
And
includes
on the
Bigfoot.
3rd floor,
Sound
The
of
apparition
a baby
an angry
crying,
woman has been encountered.
child playing, laughing,
with other
comes in a
chilling
close
phenomena.
second.
My
Yeah,
friend and
it's
I had
interesting.
made it up to about the 3rd floor, and at the end of the hallway, a hand came out, and it was extremely large. And then a very tall shadow person leaned out, looking out the door at us. I've never been that scared before.
We were on a tour on the 3rd
Crazy.
floor, and we were on one of the sunrooms. And
I
on
would
the
think
left
that
side,
that
a
is
hand
not
smacked
a
the
human
glass.
spirit, and I'm not saying demon.
What was left was just the outline of a
I'll
hand.
link you to our video
We
on
tried
demons.
to
My video on
explain
demons.
it, but there was just nobody there. Terrifying things have happened in here.
In the basement that once housed the hospital's morgue, people have reported feeling burned or scratched, as well as an ominous presence.
The morgue is the one place in this building that I do not feel safe in. You feel like you're not supposed to be there, like something's over the top of you watching you, and it just had a very evil feel to it.
So what are you guys hoping that we're able to accomplish here?
Well, we'd love to figure out which
Lot
of
of
the
witnesses.
claims have merit and which
And of
don't.
course, you know,
If
they're all
we're
employees.
able to document
so,
any of this activity, how's your
take it for
construction
what it
guys
is.
going to take that?
I think there's always comfort in some level of knowledge.
It won't make it less
Man,
uncanny, but
somebody
it will help people
spray painted
understand
a
them. We love the
pentagram
building
on that
and we look
board up
forward
the
to giving it
window.
new life.
It's such a bad
Well,
job.
we'll check
Such
it
a
out
bad
for
job.
your
You're going to
future
spray
guests as
paint
well.
a pentagram.
guys.
Just
Alright,
do a better
thank you
job.
Thank you so
Do a
much.
better
Really
job.
good to meet you. I appreciate
pleasure.
you guys doing this. Yeah.
Joining us for this investigation is Tori Belici of Mythbusters.
What could possibly go wrong?
He's known as a daredevil, often performing dangerous stunts to test myths.
Come on, Jack! Don't get to dinner!
Tori is a longtime friend of the TAPS team,
We're building a plane.
and this will be his first paranormal investigation.
Okay, another stop here. So, when I first started watching the new seasons of Ghost Hunters, and I saw how, like, most of the episodes, they had, like, a special guest star pop up, like, fucking Scooby-Doo, you know? And well, most of them were people from Travel Discovery, cross-promoting shows, and I get it, that's fine. But it also serves another purpose when you think about it, in that when you bring someone else in, especially a guy like this who has bona fides as a debunker, you bring someone else in, you know, the old saying is, two can keep a secret if one is dead. So if these guys are faking things and, you know, they're constantly bringing new people in, someone's going to rat. Someone's going to talk eventually. It doesn't matter, you know, how many contracts they sign. So having these people on kind of gives them more credibility in my eyes.
Steve Gonzalez and the rest of the guys, we have been friends for 15 years. So he called me up and he said, hey, you want to come do some ghost hunting? And I was like, I would love to. I've never actually gone on an investigation, so I'm trying to keep an open mind. My background being very science-based, you know, a lot of things can be explained away. But if I see something that I can't explain, prove me wrong. Make me a believer. This place looks terrifying.
There's a lot of weird reports from this place.
Why'd you guys get called
They
out
want to
here?
turn it into like a historic hotel, but the problem is contractors will work and they'll have experience and they'll be like, sorry, we're out.
What do they see?
They're seeing shadows, people feeling burns, so they feel threatened. They're scared. So let's start getting this equipment set up.
All right.
Let's do it.
Really excited about checking out the St. Ignatius
So
Hospital.
these guys
It has everything that you would
standardize
want
this
in a
set
place.
of equipment.
Has a lot of great
almost.
claims,
You
a
know,
lot
you
of
got a
great
monitor,
history,
you got some
layers
various
of
IR
activity.
cameras, you're setting them up stationary.
You.
You know,
Laura
and
Austin can't keep construction workers here long enough
I
to
don't know.
continue the
I don't know.
renovations.
It's not the way that I investigate,
And
I'll
that's
tell
a
you that.
problem for them because they bought the
number
property in
one,
the
'cause
hopes
it's
of
money.
preserving the history. So you have to find some
Two,
answers.
I don't know how useful it is. I don't know how useful
Tilt
it
down a
is.
little bit more and we should
Especially
be
the IR stuff. Though in a
And we
place
also
like
have Tori
this,
Belici joining us
where
from
there is no
Mythbusters,
electricity,
and on Mythbusters
okay,
they try to disprove myths.
use an
and
IR
here we
camera,
try to
obviously.
disprove hauntings.
But
We've
in
talked
places
about
where you
working
actually have
together for
lights,
a long time, and this is
you
a
know that
great
ghosts come
opportunity
out
to do it.
in the light too.
All right,
Yeah,
locking
they do
it
that.
down.
You don't have to turn out the
All the
lights.
cameras are up and running.
Nice.
We're good to go.
This whole place is covered from top to bottom.
Awesome.
The basement with the scratching. On the 3rd floor, there's that man with the big hands and the woman who's angry. The 3rd floor hallway. Even upstairs on the 5th floor, the nuns in the shadows. We have all these different claims, but every claim is covered.
So, it's gonna be getting dark soon. Let's get the lights out.
Let's get in there.
All right, let's
Okay.
do it.
Well, actually, they do have some lights here, and of course, they're going to turn them off because we like to stumble around in the dark like jackasses.
Do you even get scared anymore?
No.
Tonight, Steve will start off by getting Tori up to speed at the monitors.
So we'll be in the van. Okay. And the function of that is in case we see something monitors. Something.
Dustin and Dave will start off on the 3rd floor.
Okay, I am rolling.
Another thing I
Sherry
appreciate
and I will
about these
begin in the
guys
basement
is
morgue,
how
which
far
has a
they
separate
go out of
entrance
their
to the
way
building.
not to
Jay and Sherry
contaminate
entering the
an
basement
investigation. And what I mean
We're
is,
saying they get
if
burned
they have
and
more
scratched
than
down here.
a pair of
No,
people in the
people do
place,
not
they'll
feel
be
comfortable,
separated by a
right?
few
They feel
floors
like
or
it's
something
not
like
a good
that.
feeling down here.
If they
Hello?
They don't want that sound
Yes,
contamination. They don't
You were the
want
first
to
person to
interfere
pass
with
away on this
each other's
property.
investigation.
Are you
which
still
is
here
smart.
with us?
E.F. Martin.
We know you were crushed between two railroad cars.
Is there anything you can tell us about the last thing you remember?
Are you stuck down here? Hello?
This is Tango and Dustin in the hospital.
Floor 3, so big hand fella was seen down the end of this hall here.
Yep. An angry woman.
Footsteps.
Hello?
We've been given a couple of names. We're looking perhaps for Gertrude. How about Irene?
Come on, Irene.
You know that you were nurses here at St. Ignatius when you passed away from the Spanish flu. Are you still here? What the hell was that?
Okay, another thing to respect is, they weren't just playing back that EVP right there on the spot from the recorder like a bunch of idiots. That was just a recording that they had. Oh, and look at this thing. Okay, this is a nice.
This might be an answer.
Digital recorder. Okay, now they're playing it back, but at least they're using headphones.
There are any spirits here with us and you want to speak to us?
Nice digital recorder. And with them walking around with the headphones on,
that wasn't
that's
me.
genius,
I hear a clear
they're going
no.
to pick up
That's
a
what
lot
I hear.
more sound.
And before that, I hear
it's
like
a
almost something
hearing.
building up to it. It's like,
No, it's like...
yeah. Are you one of the nurses that worked here? We thought we heard your
I, by the way,
voice
found
over
that
here.
EVP. Yeah, unintelligible.
I'm hearing some shuffling out in the hall.
Can you tell us who you are?
It's the gentleman with the large hands in the hallway.
Hello?
You know that the area you are in.
I've
is the
heard
morgue.
worse sound design. There's not a
trying to talk
whole
to
lot
us.
of
Can you
background
talk louder,
noise here. Some of it's, some shows are just fucking. We got another
Was it a child?
breathy EVP.
Don't know what that was. Hello?
Yeah, you got
Anybody
nothing.
here need
You got
help?
nothing.
Sure.
What?
I truly just feel like something just scratched me on the side of the head. Feels hot. It's a hell of a burning sensation. Is it showing any hotter with the thermal?
It actually is showing white with the red around it.
Yeah, it still burns.
Oh my God. This is one of the
Fascinating.
claims that they had in the basement. Is there somebody
Once again,
here that
I
just
don't,
tried to hurt Jay?
I don't discount personal experience. I think it's very important in any investigation. And for that, he says he felt
Hello?
that, then I'm going to believe him.
Irene, are you here? Sister Irene? How about Gertrude?
I hear voices. Tango 2 taps. Did anybody just say anything in the building kind of loudly or even outside?
Hey, Dave, Tori and I are at the back of the van. Do you want us to talk and see if maybe it was us that you heard?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Hi, Tango.
They were whispering. That's,
Hello.
that's- yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you at all.
Copy that.
Hello? We thought we heard some voices down here.
Are you the angry woman?
Oh, spin the gimbal. Gonna make me sick.
What was that? You know what it almost sounded like? Pushing like a cart or something. Boom.
You know that there's a lot of contractors coming in and out. And there's somebody down here that keeps scaring them away.
It's so quiet down here all of a sudden.
Jay, Steve, and Dave. Jerry and I are heading upstairs.
Steve, why don't you and Tori head down to the basement morgue? Dave and Dustin can watch monitors.
Copy that.
Copy that.
What happens if we actually see some stuff? Do we run? No. Tori, come on. These kinds of scenarios actually freak me the heck out.
We can be creepy, but we have to remember that we have our clients. So if we run, what are they going to think?
Yeah.
This
Don't
is
do
Steve and
that.
Tori in the basement morgue where
Do
people
not do
have felt
that.
scratched or burned and sensed
Dude, run!
an evil presence.
Okay, are we supposed to be like asking questions?
It's more likely to interact with us if we're talking to it and trying to actually establish not a friendship, but a rapport. Now, your expertise being as wide as it is.
It's my expertise. Well, I'm a scientist. No, I'm a science enthusiast. But the truth is, I believe I need the proof.
Sure.
If I see something that I can't explain, I'm not going to just say it didn't happen, it doesn't exist. I mean, I'm definitely curious.
Where
There's something about Steve that,
actually is
he
showing
always
white
sounds so
with the red around it.
snarky. And
Yeah,
I
it
can't
still
tell if he's
burns.
fucking with the ghosts or not. I can't. I don't think so. I just think
Okay, did you hear that?
it's just the way he talks.
Oh, what the hell was that? Sounds like a furnace starting up.
It did.
Jay and Jerry, third floor.
Claims are there is a man with large hands. They see an apparition of a woman.
Claims of a aggressive entity. Is there anybody here who'd like to talk with us?
Are there any nurses here with us? Irene Elwert. I know that you were a nurse that used to work here. Are you still here?
Wind.
That was like a
wind,
female voice.
Jay. It was fucking wind. That's what that was. At least when they try to talk to spirits, they are pretty respectful. They're not, trying to provoke all the time.
Irene Elwert. And Gertrude Fuchs.
The flashback
Are
stuff.
you here?
The commercial break thing.
I know that you also were a nurse that used to work here.
It's just like no one should have this on television. It's just done. Right?
Hello?
Streaming killed this, right? No more of the fucking recap after the commercial break.
We're curious.
Please stop.
What it was like here.
Just trying to think of anything to talk to them about. You'd say the rosary.
That's true, actually.
Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Any nuns here?
If there's anything that you would like to say to us, now's the time to let us know.
Steve. Go, Steve.
Let's regroup at the answer.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is your first time investigating a haunted place, so I think it was a good start.
If I saw a little kid running across the hall, I'd be like, cool, I'm out, thanks.
They voice over that? I didn't see his lips move.
Hey.
Wow.
How'd it go down there?
The only thing that really stuck out would be what sounded like something being dragged across the floor, like metallic.
It was like a sheet of plywood.
How'd it go for you two?
We heard a woman's voice come down the hallway, and every time we bring up the nurses' names, we get moving.
Oh, that's great.
I was thinking maybe tomorrow, look for one of our local historians, try to get some information on this property. I'm sure if you want to help me on that, we can do that. Let's get back and get started early, Mom.
Yep.
This morning, Dave and Dustin are reviewing last night's evidence.
Dang.
That's what we were hearing on yours before the no.
And to learn more about St. Ignatius Hospital's history, Sherry and I are meeting
they're
with
doing
local
more history
historian
stuff.
Val
It's great.
Gregory.
It's great.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us today.
You bet.
We want to find some information on the St. Ignatius Hospital. So before the hospital was built, was there anything on that land?
No, it was empty land and the city owned it.
What prompted the Sisters of Providence to build the St. Ignatius Hospital?
The city donated the land to them, and they also said that they would give $40,000 towards the building to entice them.
And back then, that was a lot.
It was a lot of money.
Okay. So were there any suspicious deaths at the property?
There was a big scandal in 1904. So Agnes Downs was a teacher for the high school. She was only 23 years old. She was having an affair with a professor and also a very prominent dentist in Colfax. Agnes came into the hospital and they said that she tried to do her own abortion at home. And her doctor, Dr. Ferguson, gave her too many drugs during the surgery and she dies. Come to find out, Dr. Ferguson was very good friends with the two men that were involved, and I think he tried to cover up the abortion. The county sheriffs come and arrest Dr. Ferguson for killing this woman.
For giving her too much
too
drugs.
many drugs.
So
So
did this
much fucking
doctor
bullshit.
get away with it?
He did. He had a lot of the doctors that backed
course.
him.
Wow. Okay, so
And what about children who died at the hospital?
One little girl that passed away was in 1918. Her brother was playing with a Winchester rifle. And he was 4 years
Props
old
to
and
them,
she
by
was
the way,
5
for
years
telling
old.
that story
and
about
shot her
the
in the
abortion.
abdomen, so
That-
they
that was
rushed her
brave.
to St.
I appreciate
Ignatius.
it.
And she eventually passed away, but her name was Lotus Faye Kinzer.
Oh, she's that's awful.
4-year-old playing with a loaded rifle, scary enough. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I mean, this has been some incredible information, and I think it's going to come in really helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We now have the names of potential suspects who could be behind some of the claims. It's possible Agnes Downs is the angry female apparition encountered in the building, as her life was cut short during a botched surgery. And 5-year-old Lotus Faye might be the little girl heard, as well as the voice Sherry and I captured last night, as she was shot tragically by her brother.
It's just, it's the
We'll use these names to help
repetitiveness.
further our
It's the
investigations, man.
repetitiveness, man. Just, you just told me that story, and then you told me that story again, and it's just like, I don't need
So you
that,
three are taking
guys.
the
Come
basement
on,
floor?
you're just filling time.
We will take the entire building.
All right.
Man, it's way different
This is
than
Dave,
like,
Dustin,
letting
Sherry.
a scene land. Letting a scene
We
land,
are in
I
the
like
ward.
that. I'm into that. I'm a
This is
David Lynch
where
fan. but,
people feel scratched, burned.
you don't
And
have
this is
to
also
be
where Jay had that
repetitive.
burning sensation on his head.
Repetitive.
Like right in this area. Yeah.
Feels hot. It's a hell of a burning sensation.
Like this.
Oh my God.
Hello? We were invited here by the new owners, Austin and Laura. We want to build a hotel here. Is that okay with you?
It's J. Stephen Torrey on the 3rd floor. They're seeing the apparition of an angry woman and a man with large hands.
This is where most of the activity is?
The large hand dude is what
Are you guys
intrigues
scared?
me.
I'm not scared.
Because I don't think they're describing.
Hello?
Okay.
What? It sounded like someone.
Yeah,
No,
once again,
it was not.
unintelligible. Yeah,
Lady
the large hands
died
guy.
mysteriously was Agnes
Maybe
Downs.
not human. Maybe
Do
not
you
human.
know Dr. Ferguson?
God, this place is creepy.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
There was like a.
Yeah, these EVTs. They're nothing EVPs. Nothing.
Oh, female voice.
Now, I hear it.
It just happened again, right over here.
High pitched.
Holy crap.
Maybe they'll be able to
What
clean
the
it
hell
up.
was that?
I don't know. but
Jay.
I did not hear it. And okay. So here, and you know,
It sounds like fabric moving. That's what we kept hearing last night.
Like a rustling?
Yep.
Do you know who Dr. Ferguson is? How about Agnes Downs?
We should split off.
We can also cover more ground that way.
Strength in numbers. I think it's better if we stick together.
This is an 80s horror movie?
That's what I'm saying.
Young Lotus Faye, are you here with us by any chance?
She was the one that was shot, right? By her brother.
you know,
Yeah,
the
by her
footage
brother,
when
yeah.
they're following the pipes and stuff.
We're
that I
very
don't
sorry
mind. I don't mind
that
at
that
all.
happened to
It's the
you.
repetitiveness. You know, in this day and age with
Are you
streaming,
sad
you know, people are just
not
going to
being able
rewind
to
if
play with
they've
your
lost
brother
the story,
anymore?
Okay, you don't need to do this. You do not need to do this.
Sound like a child.
Really?
Yeah. Hello? Can you please speak to me?
Oh, that's a spooky ass floor. You can go upstairs if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. The claims up here are footsteps and people running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay in walkie-talkie communication.
Gotcha. Oh, great. Feels oppressive. Hello? Big hands,
Are
man.
they going to fuck with this guy? I kind of hope
This
they
is
do.
so creepy. Any nuns? Any nurses? Any patients?
Come on, Steve. Fuck with him. Fuck with him, Steve.
Hello? What's that? What the hell?
Wind.
Who's the person down here that scratches others?
Why do you do that? And how do you do that? Are you a patient? I heard something.
That was
today.
fucking static.
What is that?
I heard my name.
Just now?
Someone said tango.
Oh my God.
They're just trying to get your attention. Nothing you do.
I'm playing it back.
Of course you're going to play it
And
back. You got to fill more time in this
Someone's
episode.
saying my name.
Okay, maybe, and that's actually another pretty common thing in paranormal
There's no
encounters. Is
mistaking that.
they know your name. They're going to say your name. It's going to get your fucking attention.
It sounded like somebody upstairs. So this is Tori by himself going to the 5th floor because apparitions of nuns have been seen.
Yeah, I've had spirits say my name before.
This has
It's
horror
not-
movie written all over it.
It's not uncommon. There's no reason to freak out. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It
As soon
is
as I
cool.
got
And I think
up
that's
to
how
the
they
ladder,
treated it. They didn't.
It sounded
They
like
didn't lose their
somebody
minds.
breathed in my ear.
Like other
I
people
don't know if I'm
would.
just freaking myself out right now, but
I just heard that in my ear too.
you did? Could it be just like wind blowing through a hole? There's no real holes
Dude,
here
there's holes
that I can
everywhere.
see, but I feel like we'd be able to see cold air if it was coming through. But it's all the same color temperature.
Okay.
Agnes Downs, are you here? Dr. Ferguson.
What's that? There's got to be something in there.
Something kind of sounded like something.
You just hear that?
Is that like a male voice, maybe?
I don't know. I think it said dude, so maybe they had some kind of recording playing somewhere.
Hello? They claim that this is where they saw the hand on the other side of the glass. I mean, you stay in here. I'll go to the other room, and if I can gain access to it, I'll put my hand up against it. Tell me what you say.
Where spirits are mocking their speech patterns.
I'm getting in there. Jay? Yeah. Yeah.
That's a coyote.
What? I just heard 2 screams.
Screams?
Yeah,
like female
that was-
screams?
Yep.
That was a coyote, guys.
Agnes
It's
Downs?
a coyote.
Is Dr. Ferguson here?
I thought I heard some man saying 1, 2.
You hear a man counting?
I hear a man counting saying 1, 2.
Don't even. I'm getting. All right, hold on. Are you kidding?
Okay, that's pretty fucking cool.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
That's pretty fucking cool.
When we were investigating last night, Dave heard an answer say no.
You don't have to replay it.
They want to speak to us.
But it is fucking cool. It is fucking cool to have that kind of repetitive
And
type
when I
of
went to
thing.
play
And
it
it,
back today,
you know,
on
it's an
my
EVP.
recorder,
It's taken for
there's a
what it
guy
is.
counting
But
going, 1,
it's a repetitive sound. It's
and it's creepy. And now that it's here, it's like
Is that the same
ridiculous.
voice?
It
a male
sounds
voice.
the same. A
Oh,
whispery
really?
male voice slowly counting.
yeah, that's a nice piece.
Jay, I wish you heard that
I
screaming.
bow to the
I
king.
can't wait to hear that playback. Let's check in with Tori. Jay to Tori?
Go for Tori.
You all right?
Yeah. I swapped up the stairs to the 5th floor. Somebody breathed in my ear.
Yeah, all right, 10-4. All right, we're going to head upstairs.
And I'll tell you, Zach Baggins' little fucking Panasonic
Right about
voice
here,
activated fucking
felt like
little
somebody
recorder
blew
bitch
into
thing
my
would
left
never
ear.
have picked that up.
Oh, crap.
They have the right equipment.
On a draft, I feel like he would feel in his whole neck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this was definitely a concentrated.
Right. Weird.
This is where the head nuns would live. Are there any nuns here with us?
What was that?
Bat!
Bat!
Beats a bat. Come out, I'm done. Gotta get back to Rhode Island. Out.
One little bat. Who knew?
That thing was too
It's
close.
not the first bat they've encountered. And
All right,
man,
Dave, we're gonna be
rabies
boys, start wrapping.
suck. Getting
Copy
rabies
that.
shots? You do not want to fucking go through that. Not good. Actually getting rabies is, of course, even worse.
What a week at this
Oh,
place.
my
I mean, this has
God.
been fun. It's been a blast having you out, man.
Dude, thank you guys so much. Am I a believer? I'm not sure. Like, some weird things happened while we were investigating that we can't explain. One was going up the stairs and having something blow in my ear. I mean, I have no idea what that was, but that freaked me out. So, yeah, this was a perfect investigation.
All right, well, safe travels back.
All right,
see
you guys.
Well, I think from here, just get the last few things back and let's get the heck out of here.
All right, sounds
Let's
good.
do it. St. Ignatius Hospital did not disappoint. Every team that's gone in has had some sort of experience, whether it be voices, the sound of counting, screaming, the burning sensation that I had on my head. I mean, the list goes on, and it backs up a lot of the claims that people have had here. So now we have a ton of evidence to go through, so I'm looking forward to figuring out what we have to come back and show Austin and Laura.
And of course, this is the thing I appreciate about these guys. You know, they're going to take their time and go over this evidence. And they're not going to,
We're
you
coming
know,
back saying
cut
that,
corners.
we caught
They're not just
screams.
going to go, well,
Jay
that's
was
it, we're
scratched
done.
on his head. Those are things that
It-
could be
it's-
really unsettling.
It's nice, and how they present it at the end, I think is
mean, it
pretty cool.
could.
Because
It's a
sometimes
concern,
they'll
but
debunk
they called
things, and
us in
sometimes,
for
you know,
the
they'll
truth.
say, this
That's
wasn't
what
as
we're gonna
impressive
bring
as we thought it was.
Well, Austin and Laura, thank you so much for having us out. And we know you guys called us in because, well, first off, you're trying to convert
That
the place,
was a
fix
nice
it up,
shot
and
with
you guys
the-
have plans for it in the
with the
future.
light under
and
the
also,
door.
some of the contractors really, they don't want to be in here alone, and that can create a problem.
Yeah.
Now, we did contact a historian, and she just told us about the property, a lot of the history, a lot of the deaths that happened, all very tragic, including one young girl, Lotus Fay, who was shot by her brother, and she ended up passing away. It's possible she could account for the childlike activity. One thing we did find out, there was this weird scandal. Agnes Downs, she was having an affair with a professor, and she came in after attempting an abortion.
Right.
But her doctor over-medicated her, and she ended up passing away.
Oh my God.
People believe that the doctor, who was friends with the gentleman she was having an affair with, he was trying to cover it up. So it's possible she could be the angry woman people claim to encounter here.
Oh my God.
So different locations.
Go to Guns Blazing.
locations.
If there are any spirits here with us and you want to speak to us,
Yeah.
Just makes you wonder, what are they counting
Right, all I think is
for?
like chest compressions.
Well, that was my initial thing. One,
Yeah,
two,
I'm like, oh
three.
my gosh.
Yeah.
if there are any spirits here with us and you want to speak to us,
So at one point, Steve and I were investigating down here on the 3rd, and Steve was in the back room where the frosted glass window is. Somebody claims to have seen a handprint.
Okay, yeah.
And I did hear 2 separate screams.
Oh,
Yeah, play the
we'll that
coyotes.
for you.
Jay?
I hear him. I hear it, yeah. Like
It's
a
definitely the
moan.
same-
Yeah.
Coyote.
Both times. It's very interesting, a little startling.
Yeah, eerie for sure.
Jay?
Sherry, David, Dustin were down in the morgue, and there was a female voice that came through, and it sounded like it said the name of that little girl. We were talking earlier about, you're gonna hear it. It's right after she says, can you give us her name? Able to hear it?
I can hear.
It's like a little
Yeah.
like Lotus.
Yeah,
It's a little
I
tough
don't
to
get
hear.
it.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Definitely has a saliva quality, like I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear.
that I can sense.
It's just neat that it's so close to, like I said,
Someone we
that
know.
little girl who did pass away. At one point, Sherry and I were investigating down in the morgue, and then all of a sudden, it felt like somebody had scratched the side of my head. You see?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Is it showing any hotter with thermal?
Mark and burning faded after about
Points
an
to
hour or
Jay
so.
I don't feel like it
for
was
not
an aggressive
freaking
thing. It's just something sitting there and trying
Very
to get my attention.
professional. He's had this
We were
happen
able to
before.
document some of these past experiences that people have had. It just didn't
Damn
seem
it, I
like
said
anything here
professional.
was the least bit malicious. But it is active, and the renovations do trigger activity.
Right.
You know, I'm just hoping that it helps you guys and doesn't make your contractors not want to work.
Hopefully the ones we have are brave enough to stick it out.
And if they or any future hotel guests do have an experience, having this sort of information may
Wasn't that Hunter said?
humanize it for them.
When the going gets
Well, if
weird,
anything
the
kicks
weird
up
go
and you have
professional.
more activity and there's a problem, give us a shout. We'll come back.
Thank you.
Oh, well, good eye.
We really appreciated Taps coming and being interested in our
I did
building.
appreciate the anamorphic
All the
lens they were
historical
using
research they
there.
did is so fascinating to us.
I'm just
I think it's
starting
always
to
better
learn
to know
videography
than to not know. So to have
and,
some documentation
yeah.
that will help people understand.
Learning how the sausage is
And
made
it was
is
good
not
to
always
hear
bad.
that the phenomenon that they observed was not malevolent.
Austin and Laura seemed to be really into what we were showing them. It didn't scare them.
I think it more intrigued them, and that's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
It was nice getting Tori out with us.
Oh, great.
Yeah, man, it was great having Dustin out here giving us a hand. Honestly, I'd come back to St. Ignatius Hospital anytime.
I would too.
Like usual, man, great job. On to the next.
On to the next, baby. On to the next. Okay, we don't need to watch these end credits. So, okay, once again, it was better than I thought it would be. Better than I thought it would be. And I do appreciate how low key they are. How, you know, they're not overhyping it. They're not screaming. You know, you had some early Ghost Hunter stuff where that happened. But not anymore. now, and they found some nice evidence. And I'm not a big evidence guy, but I think it was nice, but it was not over dramatic, and they didn't overblow it. The whole client reveal thing, I don't know if that actually provides closure for anyone. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I like to see them go over the evidence, as an after looking back, after listening to it. I think that's a good idea to show. And obviously, if you're a paranormal investigator, yes, you're doing that, obviously, right? I hope. Yeah. So, Ghost Hunters, still a pretty good show. If I was sitting there watching this, sitting on my, lazy boy and going, yeah, I might fall asleep. And we fast forwarded through a lot of this. And, they need to change up the formula. Just change up the formula. It'd be great. All right. Well, hey, I will see you folks next time for what I consider to be the best paranormal show ever fucking made. There's nothing that compares to it. So, looking forward to that. You guys have a wonderful Samhain, Halloween, however you want to do it, spooky season, and we'll see you next time.